A very good evening to everyone. Welcome to Global Online, and here we are back with our NTA UGC-NET Paper 1 2022 batch. Since last week, we have been revising the topics based on the analysis of July 2022 cycle. But now, today, we are going to see the analysis of questions of Paper 1 2022. So it means based on the July analytics, how or what type of questions are expected that I have listed down, so you can definitely revise them, you can keep them in mind. Any type of topic can be twisted, but yes, these questions will be definitely in some or other ways you can see in your August 2022 cycle also. So before we go ahead, let us have a quick understanding that Global Online has a quick revision PDF for paper 1. Now, these revision PDF is definitely a very helpful source of material for you all. The reason is it is consisting of 2000 plus MCQs. It is consisting of updated MCQs, current affair MCQs, PYQs, that is the previous year question papers, most repeated questions as a part of your August 2022 cycle, which is available at a cost of 599, and it is free of it is cost is 599, and you can get in touch with us with the help of the given WhatsApp number. So to ensure that you are having a most important topic and in one set or in one umbrella, just to revise it before your examination. At the same time, UGC NET paper 1 crash course we have brought up, that is a daily live lectures, notes on all the topics, last 10 years question papers, test series consisting of more than 2500 questions. You also have an opportunity to download it with the help of Global Online app, or you can get it with the help of the WhatsApp number. So the total cost of that will be 3,500, but right now we are running with an offer of 30%, and this particular cost will be costing you 2450 if you take this course now. We also have this system on the app where you can download the app with the help of Google Play Store. You can register it with the help of the given WhatsApp number. You can buy the course, and it will be the interface will be this. Okay. And there are definitely unit wise preparation is going on, lectures, which will consist of lectures, MCQs, notes, mock test, evaluation test. And this is all possible under one roof, which will help you to understand the content as well as give a free assess. Paper 2 also notes and MCQs are available. The list of paper 2 is reflected on screen. That is the paper 2 subjects, which is at the cost of 1,500. This also you will be getting a 30% off over here. So the cost will be 1,050. In case if you are interested in this, you can definitely get in touch with us in the given WhatsApp number and get the material for your preparation, last preparation. You can get the material and get it done. So you can just ensure that you're contacting the given number for any of the assistance which you need. Now, yes, we are going to start with our question answer round. And as I said, these questions are based on the analysis of 2022 July cycle, which will really help you to find out, the good set of questions and prepare yourself. So let's start with the questions. So here comes the first question on the screen, which is in the form of match the following. So these are the projects of government. Okay, and this is the purpose of the project. So you have list A and list 2. List A is Shodhganga, then we have Swayamprabha, then we have Vidwan, then we have Shashakta. It talks about, list 2 talks about experts database research network, thesis database, online content, DTH educational channel. So you have to match the columns. So obviously, as I said, you can go with what exactly we have studied all this in our research also. We have made an proper analysis of this before in our theory classes, in our question answering rounds also. So you should be able to come up with all the right answers. So once again, I'll repeat, that is Shodh Ganga, then we have Swayam Prabha, then we have Vidwan, and then we have Sashakta. So this is what we are having in the project form. So you have to match them with the column form. So let's see what is the right answer. So yes, the right answer for that is option number A. So let's match the right option. Shodh Ganga, this is a thesis database. Yes. Swayam Prabha is a DTH educational channel, and DTH, it means it is 24/7 DTH educational channel, which is having 34 direct to home channels. This we have studied just 2 days back in digital initiatives. Then we have Vidwan, that is Vidwan is nothing but an online content delivery platform, Vidwan, which is nothing but an expert database as well as a researcher network. And then we have Sashakta, which talks about what? Which talks about the online content delivery platform. So this is what, option number A is coming to a right option. So Swayam Prabha, we know that it is 4. So Swayam Prabha B4. So you can go with that also option. But if not, you have to cross check with all the options. Okay. So right answer here turns to be option number 1. Next question we have is the exercise of reviewing the relevant literature is most closely related for which of the following. So in order to have, in order to review the literature, the one which is closely related, which formulating the research problem in drawing a sample for the study for analyzing the quantitative data, or D is generalization of the finding. So where do we have this review of literature? The exercise of review of literature is most related to what? From the given option, it is related to what? So from the given option, it is related to in the case sense of what? So formulating research problem in drawing a sample for the study, formulating for analyzing the quantitative data, or generalization of the finding. So yes, it is the right answer is formulating research problem, where we have, review the literature in the close related form. So why? Now, let me first explain you literature. When we do literature, we find out that what study has been done, already done, and what is yet to be found, or you try to find out, the questions for your research from this literature review, and then you decide to go for a research scope. I mean to say, this is your research and this is how you're going to take it under. Okay. Then we have so basically, when we talk about relevant literature, it is related to what? It is related to research problem, which I have explained you in detail. Let's move to the next question. Which of the following is an example of descriptive statistics? Now see, T-square, regression, standard deviation, and T-statistics are actually related to statistical tool only. But among this, which is the one which is related to descriptive statistics? So from the following, we have to select the one which is an example of descriptive statistics. So yes, in case you know the answer, it's well and good. Or if you're not, if you do not know the answer, then let me clarify this question. Maybe this is the first time if you are going for this particular question. So let's understand. So first of all, the answer, that is a descriptive statistic example, is standard deviation. Now how and what the other options are about? So when we talk about T-square, it is a statistical tool which is used to compare the observed results with expected. So the comparison is done, okay, in order to find or determine the difference between observed data and expected data. Whereas regression, another statistical method which is used in finance, investing, and other disciplines in order to determine the strength of the strength between one variable, that is dependent and independent variable. Now, when we say standard deviation, so it is the amount, or you can say it is the measure that amounts the variation. So descriptive, it is descriptive. When we have low standard deviation, it indicates that that is the value tends to be close, but whereas when we have high standard deviation, the values are spread out. So which statistical tool is the one which helps in the form of descriptive statistics? That is standard deviation. T-test is simply, it calculates the difference presented in the units of standard error. So if that is T, the magnitude of T, the greater the evidence, it's against the null hypothesis. So basically all of this, because this time we have seen some questions on T-test, Z-test. So based on that, the question was framed, that is descriptive statistics, which is standard deviation. So now question number 4. Now qualitative and quantitative. Yesterday I have taken research analytical theory, where qualitative and quantitative research, as I said, is an important part, and you are supposed to know this very well. So let's see qualitative and quantitative research. So when we talk about statement 1 and statement 2, they have given a statement 1 talks about the sample size of qualitative research vary by technique, but they are generally small. So the sample size of qualitative research varies by technique. So when we take it by technique, they are generally, the techniques are basically what? The techniques are basically varying, but they are generally small. Whereas statement 2 talks that qualitative research involves non-probability sampling. So we know that we have probability and non-probability sampling. So which of the above statement, whether both the statements are true, whether they are false, whether one is true, one is false, and another is false and another is true. So you have to list the statement which is true, false. So when we talk about statement one, sample size of qualitative research vary by technique, but generally they are small. Whereas simple two, qualitative research involves non-probability sampling. So which of them stands to be correct? So if you see, yes, answer A, that is qualitative size, sample size of qualitative research no doubt varies. At the same time, it involves the non-probability sampling. So both the statement one as well as statement two are true. Then in communications, there are some questions which I have taken. So in communication, a shrug of shoulder. Now see, in communication, yes, many a times this type of questions are only seen where they are giving you the examples and you need to indicate the meaning of those, examples. Responsibility, honesty, interest, or indifference. So when you shrug a shoulder, that is an indication of action. So when a shoulder is shrugged, okay, it indicates what? Does it indicates responsibility? Does it indicates honesty? Does it indicate interest or indifference? So yes, a shrugging of shoulder indicates you have a time to give the answer and check your status. So it is indicating nothing but indifference, that you are not of the same opinion, or that there is a difference of opinion. So basically it indicates what? It indicates indifference. Okay. Now, question number 6, which of the following is a strategy to overcome communication barriers? So which of the following given below is the strategy which helps to overcome the communication barrier? Setting of ground rules, aggression, advanced technology provision, or use of jargons. That is technical language. So jargons are nothing but a technical language which is used as a strategy. But now the question tells us that which of the following is a strategy to overcome communication barriers, whether it is setting the ground rules, aggression, advanced technology provisions, or use of jargon. So from the given option, the following is what? That is the right answer for overcoming the communication barrier. So setting of ground rules. So there has to be some rules and regulations with respect to communication if the communication has to be overcome with certain obstacles or barrier. So any type of barrier, but you need to set some amount of what? Some amount of ground rules. Then yes, question number 7, again on communication. As I told you when I was taking the topic of, types of communication, again, this type of questions are expected either in the form of, examples or direct question. So the communication between two persons through letters. So see, they have just confused you with the question. So if the communication has happened between, two persons with letters, it will be called as what? So whether it will be called as interpersonal communication, whether it will be called as intrapersonal communication, whether it is called as interverbal or intra non-verbal. So you need to list out, the points in order to, list out the communication between the two persons through letter. So the one which is between two persons through letters. So it will be through letters. So it indicates what? So yes, it indicates intra, two persons. No? So it is indicating two persons indicates interpersonal, and written letters, so it is indicating verbal. So now if it is only between the individual, so that is intra. So when intra, it is nothing but communication which happens, between within the person itself. It is called as intra. Okay. Now, yes, next question comes is, which of the following is an example form of new media? So which of the following? Just read the question very correctly and, ensure that you are answering it in a right way. So which of the following is an example of new form of new media? So whether it is newspaper, whether it is television, whether it is radio, whether it is Instagram. Now see, such type of questions, this is very direct question. Now, if you have seen in this particular cycle of, July 2022, yes, on the analysis based what we have given, some questions, as I always say that, five questions you have from a unit. 3 questions are the questions which you can score very well. 2 questions become little bit, at a higher level where you need to think properly and then you need to come to a conclusion. But these 3 questions are very direct. I mean, say though the questions form sentence may be twisted, but they are very direct. So which of the following is an example of new form of media? So whether it is newspaper, radio, television, or Instagram. So yes, the one which is, a very new form of media, new media, is nothing but Instagram. So now in some papers, they can give you the list of years also, based on, there are questions they have told you to arrange into the chronological order. They have told you to, everything in a sequence. So that also you should be prepared for communication. But right now this question was very simple, asking only the form of media, and the form of media was nothing but Instagram. Okay. Now, hypertext transfer protocol. So here the question is telling you about the like, for example, giving you the full form, giving you the giving you the direct form. No acronym is given and they're telling you to find out, but they're telling you what does it mean. So hypertext transfer protocol is transferring the file from one computer to another. It's a text-based protocol used when sending emails. It is a protocol used to find an IP address. It is fetching an HTML document from a web server. So what of them, I mean to say, what indicates, what hypertext transfer protocol indicates? So you basically, it is asking about function of hypertext transfer protocol. So transferring the file or a database or a protocol for IP address, or fetching an HTML. So what is basically it is looking for? So yes, the right answer, waiting for the right answer. So basically, hypertext transfer protocol is fetching an HTML document from a web server. So it is basically talking about what? It is basically talking about fetching an HTML document from a web server, and that is a function of hypertext transfer protocol. Now again, you have, so this question is based on your environment. So where you have the inceptions, that is again, as I told you, whenever I used to take the people development and environment class, I used to tell you that you have to be very careful when it comes to the years. Okay, so here, as I always keep on saying you, that for years you definitely has to be, it's very factual, you have to be correct with the options. So the year of the first stands about acts inspection, and the second, acts, and second column B stands for year of inception. So what it is basically, we have Water Prevention and Control Act, we have Air Prevention and Control Act, we have Environmental Protection Act, as well as we have the Factories Act, but it is talking about what? The amended Factories Act. So let's see what it is about. So yes, I'll give 1 minute you have, you can just look at them and come up with the answer. Meanwhile, we'll be getting back. Okay. So yes. So answer is B. So Water Prevention Act and Control Act is 1974, where we have Air Prevention and Control Act as 1981. Environmental Protection Act is 1987, and the Factories Amendment Act, that is Factories Act, is actually 1948, but they are asking us Amendment Act, the changes, that is year 1986. So you can, if you are not aware of this years of this act, you can just pause the screen for a minute, and you can ensure that you are writing this, you're listing the number of year properly in the given form. It can come in any form, so you should be very careful about this. Yes. So the next question, who chaired the first committee constituted by Government of India on women's education after independence? Now see, so your committee question, this is from higher education. So yes, we have done all the committees, but see the question which they have given is the one who has chaired the first committee which was constituted by Government of India, that is from the women's education point of view after independence, that is Dr. Raja Krishnan, Dr. Durga Bai Deshmukh, Hansar Mehta, or Kamla Chaudhary. So which is the one which talks about the first committee which was chaired by whom in with respect to women's education after independence? So yes, so it is Dr. Durga Bai Deshmukh was the one who has chaired the committee after independence. Next is descriptive technologies in education mean. Now here, this is actually ICT also, you can tell, a part of ICT with reference to education. So descriptive technology refers to what? New technologies that completely change the way things are done in education. Prevention. Okay, see, sorry, this numbering is a bit wrong. So you have to go with C, D. Okay. So new technologies that completely change the way the things are done. prevention of technology in education, use of artificial intelligence, or absolute technology. So which one or which type is called as disruptive technology? So the one which is called as disruptive technology in education is nothing but, the technology that prevents the change, the way things are done in education. It means it's like an obstacle. So the new technology that completely change the way the things are done in education, that is nothing but it is called as disruptive technology in the education. Okay. So please try to, just see how in the form of ICT also, how these questions which are linked with your education sector. So how these questions can become, you can say, important when you talk about education or you talk about technology. So here, please try to understand, if anyone has still not understood the question, disruptive, it means the one which is causing the problem or disturbance that completely changed. Now see, need to acknowledge it completely changed the way the things are done in education. That becomes disruptive because people, maybe they are not, they are not trained, there's no hands-on experience, and then it becomes difficult for them to, to understand the things in a better way. Then we have, yes, there is a question on new education policy 2020, which we have done exclusive lecture. So let's see what is the question. The presence of which of the following points poses the challenge for higher education system as per new education policy 2020? So large affiliating universities, ineffective regulatory system, limited teacher and institutional autonomy, emphasizes on research, or efficient merit-based career management and progression of faculty members. So which of the points given above, is a correct form of answer? So option number A, B, C, D. So read the questions very carefully. Large affiliating universities, ineffective regulatory system, limited teacher and institutional autonomy. Then it is emphasized on research, or it is basically efficient, it is efficient merit-based career management and progression of faculty members. So what is that which can be a challenge? Okay. So yes, you can do with this a help of elimination also. Elimination also will become easier for you, when to come to a right conclusion, but you should be very fixed. I mean, you should be very confident about what the question is and how you are eliminating the points. So yes, your right answer is option number A, B, and C. C. Large affiliating universities, yes, it becomes a challenge. Ineffective regulatory system, why? Because things are not in place, it can become a challenge. Limited teacher can become a challenge. Emphasizes on research cannot be a challenge because we overcome the research by taking such challenge. Efficient merit-based career management and progression, again, is not a challenge. There are many ways to come out of this. So option number A, B, and C are basically the challenges for new educational policy 2020. Now, question number 14 is based on teaching aptitude. In a role of a test constructor, how should a teacher proceed? The teacher who is playing the role of a test constructor, how it can be. So preparing, test items that match the instructional objectives, to list out the course or unit objectives, to prepare a timetable of specification, to specify the course or unit content, or to discard unrealistic objectives. So what basically it is talking about? So let's see option number A, B, and C. A, B, C, D, E. Which option stands to be proper? The role of a test constructor. How should the teacher proceed? Whether the teacher should be what from the given list. So you have time. You can again go to elimination way and you can answer the questions. So yes, that is option number D. That is to specify the course or a unit content. Yes. Option number B, to discard unrealistic objectives. To discard the before that, listing out the course, then to discard the unrealistic objectives, preparing a table, and then prepare a test. So basically, it was a instruction, means what type of teacher should proceed in which manner of list over here. So what should be conducted, which sequence. So actually here, when mistake is there in a role of how should a teacher proceed in sequence from the given option. So here, in case it should mention that in a sequence, then only, otherwise it will become a trouble for you students. But now it is talking about what? So it is talking about sequence, where you first prepare, specify the course, then you come up with a list of course, then you discard the unrealistic objectives, and then you prepare the item. So this is a sequence which a teacher has to conduct as a test constructor. Okay. The next is given are the two statements. You have to select the statements right and wrong. The brain, now this is again on teaching aptitude. The brain constitutes to develop throughout childhood and adolescence age. The logical and goal directed actions begins in sensory motor period. And if you remember, we have done this sensory motor period, logical period very well in our theory classes also, revision classes also. So it talks about statement. Both the statements are right, both the statements are wrong. One is correct, other is incorrect, or vice versa. So yes, so when we talk about both the statement, the brain continues to develop throughout, no doubt. There are, specific activities, but it continues to develop through childhood and adolescence also, as well as the logical and goal directed objectives, they begin in sensory motor stage. And then hence the thing, goes on continuing. So that is what the answer is. That is option number A. Both the statements are correct. Okay. That's all for the day. Thank you, everyone. So now we will be focusing on MCQs only, which is analytical expected MCQs for your 2022 cycle. So let's make sure that we are revising maximum so that it will really help you for your upcoming examination of August 2022.